It's time to review the penultimate episode of Raising Kanan Season 4, and this is episode 9. Welcome back to Bog Entertainment. We are here with It's About That Time, right? It's About That Time. Description read Kanan investigates Crystal's disappearance, Raquel faces fallout for Unique's retaliation, and Marvin's mistake. Jukebox revisits her past, and Lou embraces his new path. So, I mean, where is it to begin, right? I feel like this happens a lot in the party universe where people who are like sworn enemies end up working together again and there's some like deal. And I know this is the end of the episode, but I can't believe we're going down the same path here, right? That Unique is going to be working with Raquel again in some capacity, like the way that episode ends. Like, who are they going to be moving against? I mean, the fact that Marvin's not privy to it, I mean, they're not going to. Lou's not going to agree to kill Marvin without knowing the facts, right? So, I don't think there's any real need to worry about that, right? But see if you actually just look at it like across the board, it's like how many times have people like fell out in this universe and then end up working together again? I think Ghost was the worst, man. Not the character Ghost. I think the spin-off Ghost, where all these different groups, like seeing that final season, like how many times was it they were working with Nora, then they wouldn't work with Nora. Kane would work with Nora. Kane would then work with Monet. Well, Tariq would work with Monet, and then Nora would work with Tariq, and then Braden and Tariq would work by themselves while it was the other. While it was Nora and Monet's all team, it was an absolute clusterfuck, and I feel like we might be going down this route. But I tell you what, the route I did not expect this to take. Right, episode begins, someone chained up. I'm like, who the hell's this? And it's Crystal, and it turns out it is Snaps, Pops and Snaps. So Snaps has got her here, and she's like, you're a good girl. You're just like me. Tell me what we need to know about Kanan, and then you'll be free to go, kind of thing. But obviously, you could kind of realize it here once she tells her that's her deed, all over, right? Absolutely all over. Tells her, gives her a peanut butter jelly sandwich, and then puts a bullet in the back of her head. Of course, what she told her is that Kanan believes that it's Raquel that's the one doing it. And then obviously, what they're going to do with that information is then tell Kanan, yeah, that's what the NYPD told us. It was your mother that put that shitstorm in motion. But I don't know, killing Crystal like this is just. I mean, I get it, right? See, once she's been held captive for a couple of hours or days at this point, there is no going back for these two. Like, you kind of do have to kill her. But it's like look at the state of things, right? The NYPD literally took Crystal, right, off a bus and quote unquote took her down to the station. But obviously something went down where they didn't exactly quite take her down to the station. Kennan's obviously going to find out about this and he is going to massacre, right? He is going to massacre Snaps and Pop, or Pops and Snaps, how you want to call them. That is how that's going to go. But yeah, Crystal dying really early on in this episode, which I was really shocked about. Anyway, what else happens this episode? Well, Beerella and Lou, they're investigated by the police, and Lou's new girlfriend kinda backs him up, but kinda doesn't. She's like, I didn't look at the clock when he got in, kind of thing. And it's like, right, so she doesn't back him up, and then she splits up and says, I don't know if you did or didn't do it, but I don't want anything to do with that. And you know what, I can kind of understand that. And then Lou essentially decides, you know what, I'm quitting this music business, buddy. Quits it. The guy's like, yeah, you can make money on the street. And Lou's like, yeah, I can. And then Birella goes to him, oh, Lou, you got me out. How am I supposed to support my baby? All this shit. And then he's like, you know what, Lou, fuck it. I'll nerve you need me. So it looks like Birella's going to be like a soldier for this crew. I think that would be good. And I think that will be good. So we'll see how that goes. But again, it's like, what are we doing here with Lou and these other, and Birella? Is that the music business done? I mean, when we see the conversation that Lou has with Raquel later on in the episode, it does allude to that. I just don't want anything to do with this music business anymore, man. See if Lou is ever going to venture back into it. It needs to be the kind of thing where he moves to LA forever and we don't see him again. Because it's boring. I don't care. It's been done Humpteen times, folks. Humpteen times. We then got a conversation between Unique and Kanan. And Kanan with his chest pumped out here was like, yeah, I killed fucking Ronnie and I'd do it again if I had to. So fair play to Kanan, rocking up here. He dealt on business. He full on just came out here to talk to Unique and get information about Crystal. She doesn't give him any information. He doesn't give her any information about Crystal. Talks about OC, things like that. Unique's like, how about you? Me and you work together. Kenan kind of sees through it and's like, you're only doing that to get back at my mom's kind of thing. But it's like, at this stage of the game, why wouldn't Kenan do it? Kenan's in at his wit's end. He's wanting information. His mum says, well, I didn't kill Famous. I did kill D-Wiz, but you remember, that was your fucking mess, buddy. Alright? Stefano is then confronted by, what do you call that guy? The mechanic. He obviously tells him that that Marvin obviously is the one that put the hit in motion on one of Stefano's guys. Right, Stefano then speaks for Raquel after he spoke with her and Marvin and tells her that Marvin, no, he's been laying it on thick about taking over your leadership and things like that. Obviously, Stefano's made that up, but when he talks about the fact that he's been doing these side businesses with Marvin, she, I think, believes it and's like, you know what? I think that might be true, kind of thing. And then, I don't know, Marvin, his role this episode just takes like a really weird, like, sideways step where he's like, oh yeah, my niece. He's like, I need to go look for her. What do you mean she's been off school and she's been sick for weeks? Oh, I don't want here. He goes to the house, drops the two parents and tells her, here, when the police come, tell them it was some white guy with tattoos all over his body. Because obviously they're like junkies. How these people adopted this kid, I have no idea. Absolutely crazy. And like the fact that Marvin just dropped these two like right in front of their this adopted kid, like, is just absolutely crazy. Like, yeah, the door was padlocked, and you know what, they probably did deserve death. God knows what they were doing, you know, especially if it was confirmed, absolutely. But I'm just more on about the fact that Marvin dropped them like in the presence of two kids. I mean, absolutely crazy. Like I say, Lou has that conversation with Raquel. He gets back in. What else am I missing? Yeah, Ken gets the confirmation for Pops and Snap that they spoke to their NYPD crew and that, in fact, it was Raquel that put the hit out on Famous. But then we've seen Jukebox speaking with the old woman and then her old girlfriend. I say old woman, she's like 30 odds, like, but then the Garcia guy rocks up, and then it turns out that Jukebox has went to him for information about Crystal. He comes back and says she was found in some stairway, dead. Sorry about your friend, kind of thing. So Karen's obviously going to find out in the finale. The fact he's found out that Raquel has killed Famous, even though she didn't, but that's what he thinks. He's probably going to think that she killed Crystal as well. So we'll see how that goes. But then the episode ends with Raquel and Lou meeting with Unique as it fades to black. And what I've got a question at this stage of the game, right, is what is the next step here? Are they seriously going to let bygones be bygones and work together? Who are they working together against? You know, New Jersey kind of cut ties with Unique this episode to a degree. Stefano looks like he's going to want Marvin dead, and then that's obviously going to push the hand of Raquel. It's just crazy talk, man. It really is crazy from all these jabronis. And the question is, like, what is next? Is Raquel and Unique truly getting back in business together? Lou's back. I just don't really get why Lou and Raquel are getting back in business with Unique, and even more so, Unique. Why is he getting back in business with them? I mean, he killed their connect this episode. Well, who's the actor? Is it Kendrick Lamar? Some rapper said, "Oh, I can't. I don't think it might not be Kendrick Lamar, but he was like, oh, I'd love to be in this show," and then here he is dropping people left, right, and centre. So good for him. But yeah, that was it for penultimate episode. Bodies did hit the floor, but I can't help but feel this show, despite the potential and despite some episodes being great, I think it just goes round in circles too many times, guys. So yeah, I will give it a 6 out of 10. I'm expecting a big finale because by God, they need to redeem it.